Hello and welcome to Pat Bear's Anime Club. This is a live recording. If you are watching this on YouTube, which is where most people watch Pat Bear's Anime Club, I recorded this on Twitch, on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Pat Bear. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave Lego of the site emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you could reply with those emotes. If you just want to say hi or an emote from another channel, you're more than welcome to do that. Um, so yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I am recording this. If you're watching this on Twitch, hi. Yeah, Pat Bear's Anime Club. Let me explain a little bit. While we wait to see if a few more folks want to join us before we get into our first show. Um, uh, Pat Bear's Anime Club. Every other Monday, I put a new episode out. Now you're saying, Pat, the last episode you put out was a live episode. Hi, Slow Bird. Welcome. Yes, the last episode I put out was indeed my PAX panel that I did with Corey Dickinson and Beach Dairy, and that was a lot of fun. It just so happens to work out that the next episode that I could put out is at the end of the season, with a caveat. Technically, there are indeed a couple shows where they are going either 12 or 13 episodes, and they're not done. I believe there are three shows. There are four shows that I'm actively watching right now that have not concluded and will not until this video actually goes live to people because it'll be concluded on a Friday or a Saturday or a Monday. One show, God of High School, is coming. Their 13th episode is the day that this goes up on YouTube. So hello, Lashbrook. Welcome. So I will be saying stuff like at the time of this recording when I talk about those things. But I feel like those shows, there's only one that I'm like, I wonder if they'll stick the landing. And we'll get to that when we talk about those individual shows. But that's what this is going to be. I am going to be using AnyChart to look at the summer 2020 shows. Now, another thing to say up top here, and I'll mention it when we get in there. This is unprecedented times in that shows were aired a few episodes in spring and then stopped airing them and then restarted. So there are a few shows that are part of this season, but were also part of last season. Now, a couple of those, no problems. They just showed up here, like Food Wars. But a few shows, like Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater, are still classified in AnyChart as spring 2020 shows. So at the end of going through the summer 2020 shows, I will jump back to the spring shows, talk about those that count for this. Also, ongoing shows aren't necessarily counted in on AnyChart as seasons. They're just there, like Black Clover or One Piece. And here's my take on that. The filler arc for Black Clover is not good. This arc of One Piece has been excellent in parts and slow in other parts. When the action is picking up, it's really fun. When it spends a whole episode about a fairly minor but still kind of influential character's death, and it takes literally the entire episode to talk about it, it slogs a little bit. There's almost too much going on, I would say, because there's like 8 storylines in One Piece. Oh, and then I'm not watching Boruto right now, and I kind of don't care, and don't think I'll ever go back. I think I'm done with Boruto. Anyway, we'll get into it just a moment. Because this is recorded live, I am live right now. I'm recording this for YouTube Live. If you, my chat, have any questions or comments throughout, feel free to jump in. If you have also been watching a show, if you have a question about a show, if I come across a show in my talking that I didn't watch this season and you're watching it, let me know your thoughts on it. Feel free. I would love that and encourage that because I'm not watching everything. And as shows are ending, like we're getting the last episodes, like literally the first show we're about to talk about here just ended today. I will be looking for things before October to watch the next couple of weeks. I'm looking for things that I missed to go back to, or things that just kind of fell through the cracks. So we'll get into it in just a second. Let me go ahead and, oh, I got that. I am getting uh, tracking information for some model kits. More on that tomorrow night. But yeah, I'm getting model kit tracking notifications, which rules. But yeah, let me go ahead and retweet my tweet. Try to get the word out. Let the people know that we're doing this, and then we'll get into it. Thank you all so much for being here, those that are here. And again, if you got questions, comments, we are using antichart.net to look at these, and I have done some modifications to the site through some options to make things easier. I've also made it bigger for the purposes of this. But yeah, just between settings and sorting, I'm sorting by title so we can go through alphabetical order because I do not particularly care about ranking of people who are using AnyChart and AnyLinks. The fact that only 69% of those who surveyed, I guess we could say, enjoyed Decadence, one of my two favorite shows this season, is a bummer. Let me tell you, Decadence ended at the time of this recording today, and it is great. If you are able to check it out, if you have Hulu or Funimation, I highly recommend it. Decadence. So, my one big note about Decadence is, despite this image here kind of cutting off Natsume, the young lady in the show, the preview for this show led one to believe that it was a coming of age story about a young lady in a post apocalyptic future, finding her way and getting a new job and learning from her boss how she can really help, like honoring her father's legacy and forging her own path. That's not what this. It is a part of the show, but the show is really about our dude Kabu here. This show is about Kabu and Kabu's journey and how Natsume's journey and their meeting and interaction makes him grow and change and become more than he is. And that's cool. It's a good story. It takes some fucking twists. There is a reveal a couple episodes in that is, because this is an original series, so we didn't know this stuff. There's no manga or strategy mobile game to let you know what's about to happen here. So we didn't know these things were coming. But when they happen, it's like, wow, okay. That is surprising. It's good. But like I said, basic point is this is a good show. I highly recommend it. Again, if you have Funimation or Hulu, this should be on your watch list. Or is that? And I think that's what is that? I can't remember. I think that might be Anime Labs. I forget what that means, but yeah, Decadence, excellent. I literally before recording watched the 12th episode, and it was fantastic. Fire Force Season 2. This is see, we just hit episode 13 of 24 is airing very soon. I have stopped watching this. The very beginning of the first part of this season, I did not enjoy, and then started enjoying it, and then started not enjoying it. This is a show that I will catch up on. I do want to catch up because I do know that I will not have time for this in the fall season, which is coming up in a couple weeks. There's so many shows coming out next month that I definitely am not going to be going back to this until the end of it. So I probably won't watch it again until, December. So right now it's like, okay, let me watch this while I can enjoy it. So I will catch up on it. But right now, not my favorite thing. If you're real big on the show, if you really like the first season, I mean, give it a shot. I do think once they get to China, it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff I was not expecting. But the first pillar stuff, nah. Gibate or Gibiate. I don't know how to say this name of this show. It's over. I started watching it. It's got a fucking premise, y'all. The premise of this show, if you have not heard of it, and I don't know how you would have, because uh, it is an original show, and it is a Crunchyroll original that they did not spend any time promoting. The fact that Crunchyroll Collections, who just puts clips up, Crunchyroll puts clips up on that YouTube to promote the shows on Crunchyroll. I think only has like 3 clips of this show, so that's not good. Anyway, it's the future, and sometimes most people have turned into monsters. Also, a ninja and a samurai, and then later a monk from their time periods arrive in the future to destroy the monsters, and we don't know why, and maybe we'll learn. And then there's also like some gangsters that's when I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm good on these gangsters. Um, I should say all the monsters in this show are CG, and they do look terrible. They look very, very bad and do not fit in with the backgrounds, the digital animation, and it looks bad. But if you like the idea of a samurai who also knows how to use a broadsword, what? And a ninja throwing grenades at one point, and a lady who's showing her midriff for no apparent reason, named Kathleen, uh, it's pretty okay. There's also a pink haired girl, but I did not get to her by the time I stopped watching this. I can't tell you if I'm going to finish it or not. I probably won't. If I'm really like, ooh, I have nothing to watch and I have a stream to do, and the new season hasn't started, maybe, but I don't know. Lapis Relights did not watch. I don't know anyone who watched this. Uh, I know this is like an idols school thing, but I did not watch it. Um, Monster Girl Doctor. Look, I'm watching Monster Girl Doctor. I'm not proud of that fact. I'm not watching it for weekly review. This is in my own time. Um, I've watched 11 of 12 episodes. I will watch episode 12. Uh, if you want to know about the Cyclops, she's not in until late in the season. So, look, here's the thing. There's parts of this that are very cool. The world building is very cool. The characters are really well drawn. The story is, in some parts, interesting. It's also so damn horny. And look, here's the thing. I get that. Monster Girl Doctor does not get made if it isn't horny. It is made by Monster Girl fans for Monster Girl fans, is their tag. That is what the creators have said. It's based on a light novel. You don't get this story show without it being, at times, just the worst. And so I get that. Which is why I'm not weekly reviewing it. I'm not giving a play-by-play of what happened and this part. And oh boy, the Harpies were very unhappy with the arachnid lady leaving her webs all over the place. And they were like, literally say, what's this sticky stuff? And they're talking about the webbing that she left. And that's the best example I can give. There's like a lot. Okay, here's an example of a thing that's fun. Ish. The Cyclops has issues with depth perception because she only has one eye. That's fun. Uh, there's a whole thing about the mermaid girl having trouble, like she breathed in air because she was out of the water for so long that she was having trouble getting readjusted. Uh, there's stuff that's pretty cool. The Centaur race used to be mercenaries, and now they're trying to find new avenues. And they've started a messenger service because they can travel pretty easily. Uh, there's a giantess who like freaks everybody out because she like comes down, but she's had a cold for like 30 years. And she needs to visit a doctor. She got really excited that there was a doctor nearby. Like there's stuff like I'm smiley. There's stuff to like about this show. It's also so unbelievably lazily horny. So I've talked about this more than I thought I would. I can't recommend it. And also, if you like this show, I know you already watched it. It's available on Crunchyroll. I was surprised that it was on Crunchyroll. Anyway, I am not watching Mr. Love Queen's Choice. This is based on a video game, an otome game. Uh, and you may notice the tag, that there's a tag, drama, romance, sci-fi. There's some sci-fi in this show. You would expect a girl is trying to run her father's business, and there are attractive men, and who's she gonna end up with? And she probably doesn't have much of a character because she's like, the main character in a show that's all about the dudes. So she probably doesn't have a lot going on. But also, there's like magic powers and sci-fi, and also science. And there was I saw a clip about like hackers trying to fight for their life. And I was like, wait, what is this show secretly good? And I don't think it is. But it is more interesting than what it looks like. Um, so I don't know. Uh, yeah, there's a big conspiracy and powers, which is like, what? Okay. I did not watch this show. I have not watched season one of Bureau of Supernatural Investigation. That is available on Funimation. Can't tell you anything about it. Didn't watch any of it. My teen romantic comedy snafu Climax. Hey, was that a light novel? Yes, my teen romantic comedy snafu and my teen romantic comedy snafu 2, which was the second season. This show is almost over. It is a comedy, drama, romance. I don't know if it's a slice of life. Uh, you got Hickey Hachiman. Um, it's a guy that like realized in middle school that he like made some moves and became unpopular, and so he decided to like, well, if I'm going to be unpopular, I'm going to like double, triple, quadruple down on being unpopular. And then he ends up being in a club with other people, and things happen, and there's love. And is there a boy that acts girlish and maybe is a girl, and they're going to get a lot of comedy out of that? Yes. Is there like actual like pretty interesting rapport between these characters? Yeah, I watched the first season years ago and didn't hate it, but I was never interested in watching the second one, and I'm not interested in watching the third one. Uh, there's also a teacher that he like definitely flirts with, which I hate. It's a thing I hate in anime. But yeah, um, here's a show that people like that I don't. And so if you like this show, hey, there's a second season of it. It's available on Funimation and Hulu. Uh, and it is No Gun Life. And I didn't like the first half of it. So they're calling it season 2. Really, it's just the second, it's a double season, but they're calling it season 1 and 2. I dislike when they do that, but whatever. Um, yeah. I don't. I didn't really like the first season that much, so I stopped watching it. But I know people that really enjoyed it. Hey, it's a noir show about a guy that has a gun for a head. Maybe that's up your alley. Again, folks, if you're watching any of these shows, feel free to let me know in the comments. And yeah, and I would love to hear what you think of any of these shows if you're watching them. And if you're not watching them, that's okay. Um, ReZero. Again, this is a show. This is a hey. Spoiler alert, I am going to make a Pat Bear's Anime Club video soon about ReZero because I was wrong. This show rules. It took a long time for me to get into it. I will say that to defend myself. At first, I was like, "This is not a good isekai. I do not like these characters. I do not enjoy what's happening here, and I don't know what's going on." But then shit started happening, and shit was good, and it gets better and better. I'm in the second season right now. Uh, we've got, I guess, one more episode to the part of season two. I believe this is going to be a double length, but I do not know. Actually, no, it's not. That's right, it's not. Um, it's building. I just watched episode 12. Holy shit. So, yeah, I will admit, the people of the world, I was wrong. ReZero is pretty great. And yeah, as I said, there's a video coming back about like, I want to talk about that idea of like like it's the same thing of like one of my other secret joys, not so secret joys this season, in my own time, was was watching Haikyuu. Uh, I should have been watching it all along, and I didn't, and that was on me because that's a really good anime. Real goofed. I goofed on that one. Rent a Girlfriend. I'm not watching Rent a Girlfriend. I think the whole idea is terrible, and there's just nothing about it that I was like, "Ooh, I definitely want to watch this show." If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But looking at it, I was like, "Nah, nah, I don't want to watch it." I was just, no, just no, no thanks, just no thanks. So that's kind of where I'm at on that show. Uh, Super Heroes with an X, which I think you say Super X-Rose. Um, they have to say it's a comedy. It's not funny. I watched one episode of this, and again, it's a main character who's there to help motivate other characters to be stronger through etchy stuff. I'm good. Sword Art Online Alization War for Underworld Part 2. Uh I'm hmm I know that people really love Sword Art Online. I don't know if it's you, but I know that some people really love it. Myself, me, Pat Bear, I liked the first season well enough. I liked a little bit of the second season. I thought the third season was okay. The second half of the third season thought was pretty strong, and have not enjoyed any of Alization, any of it. I look forward to this new adaptation Sword Art Online is doing, because basically, apparently, at some point when the story was over, the mangaka decided, I'm going to actually show a bunch of stuff that wasn't in the manga. Um, and so that is like basically a guy joins a virtual world. He's playing in a beta. First day of it being a release, what happens? Oh, everyone's trapped in there, and then if you die in the game, you die in real life. It revitalized the isekai genre. It gave a new dimension to it. Huge, huge thing. Sword Art Online, big deal. And then we pick up like after a while, and we learn a little bit of what happened there in the show. But most of it kind of takes up after everyone's kind of established. Well, apparently the manga uh, is a retelling, slowed down thing that kind of really focuses on those early days. And I'm kind of interested in that, going back to it, seeing new art with it. That might be cool. But yeah, Alization. I watched an episode of this because I wanted to see uh, Kitaro wake up, but that's it. I haven't watched the rest of it. God of High School. Okay, so at the time of this video's release, the 13th episode will have aired. At the time of this recording, episode 12 aired a couple days ago. And I thought episode 12 was the last episode. I thought this show did the incredibly ballsy choice of having it end on a huge, big cliffhanger. It did not. Episode 12 ends with a character getting enormous power and becoming akin to a god. And everyone being like, oh, shit. And it ruled. There was a little bit of some CG that it wasn't great, but overall it was good. But that's not going to happen. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe it will still end like that, but we're going to see another episode. There's an episode 13. This is still an incredible show. This is one of my favorites of the season, one of my top 3 of the season. I think it's a fun story. Now, folks that really love the webtoon, this is based on a Korean webtoon, will say, well, it's so rushed, and they're doing like 2 or 3 chapters per episode, and and it's so fast paced. Well, then read the webtoon. I don't know what to tell you. This show has such a lovely pace to it. I think the fights are so well choreographed and play with music and different animation techniques. I could use a little bit more of that actually because it's few and far between the different styles of that. I should say that like you can look in this photo and see how there's like flames come out of a dude. And you're like, hey, are there magical powers in this? Yeah. Did I want there to be magical powers in this? Not as much. Yeah, I kind of wish there weren't magical abilities and people were just awesome at fighting. But that's okay. That's a minor point. And I can't change that. It's not like it's like that's what the story is. The story's big. There's an evil cult and a whole thing's happening and I don't know. It's kind of pretty neat, I would say. It's pretty good. I recommend. The Misfit of Demon King Academy is the title that you will see on Crunchyroll. The full title, because it's a light novel, is The Misfit of Demon King Academy. History's strongest demon king reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants. Hey, just so you know, we got one more episode left that's on Saturday. But I can tell you, this is one of my favorite shows of the season. We did it. We're going to talk back-to-back, too. It should have a higher ranking here on any chart. People don't know what they're missing. It is so much more than an overpowered main character and his harem. Because, well, one, it's not really that. In fact, there are 2 characters in it that are interested in each other and not interested in him. Weird. And it is mostly about an overpowered main character, but it has so much heart. And it also has a really deep twist and turned, a story with twists and turns, I should say. I'm going to drink a little water here. Give me a second. It's got a lot going on, and I was very pleasantly surprised about the choices inherent in the show, where they decided to go with it, what they decided to do with it. Yeah, I'm just totally enamored with it. It's maybe it doesn't need to be as complicated as it is. I will also say there are the choices. So basically, there's wars between a bunch of different of the races, the demons and the humans and the spirits, and basically they section it all off at the cost of the Demon King. And he's like, I'll be back at some point. It's going to take a long time before I have enough magic to reincarnate. He comes back. History books are written differently. There's someone else assuming the role. Doesn't know why. He's going to figure it out. and he's got human parents. He's a hybrid. Uh, so one of their parents was a demon, but they're human. They're lovely and wonderful. He's figuring things out. He's making things happen. He's overwhelmingly strong. He's got cool friends. There are a bunch of people who so basically, there are demons, there are pure blood, and there are hybrids, and the purebloods are always are royalty, and the hybrids are not. And there's hope for unifying them. So there are some Unitarians that are looking to unify, but they can't call themselves that because it's unpopular. So they call themselves the Anos Fan Union. And so they're posing as a fan club for the person they believe is the Demon King of Tyranny, Anos. And it's a cover, but they also really believe that, and it's also an actual fan club. And it is a good, surprising take on it. And there's a bunch of fun minor characters in it that are like, yeah, they're just psyched. Like they put a lot of their hopes and dreams on Anos, and he's not letting them down. There's some cool shit. Uh, there's a weird thing about this show. Now I don't know if I've ever heard of Crunchyroll doing this, but they might go back and fix it. The first person to translate a new character's name in the show called him Ray. And then next episode, he was called Lay. And ever since, he's been called Lay, Lay, instead of Ray, Ray. And I don't know if it was a mistake the first time or if they were like, actually, let's change that. But I have to go back and look to see if they updated that name. But it did strike me as very weird, and I don't know if I've seen that before. I mean, I've seen mistakes happen because, they're doing them very quickly. Anyway, let's move on to a show that I can't convince you to watch this very fun comedy show. It's okay. It's on Funimation. You don't have to watch it. I think it's great. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Hana is great. She's just very fun. Uh, it is a very fun romantic comedy show. I will tell you this, despite the fact that she looks young, this is a show about college students. And that is refreshing because that is just they're not high school freshmen. It is so nice. But it's her and the dude you can't really see there in the front, and they are friends and maybe more, but probably not more, but maybe more. Now, are all of the oops it got romantic or oops it got sexual or all those moments just so trite and so annoying? Yes. Uh, is there an episode that is uh, there's an ongoing thing towards the end of it about how her mom thinks that he is hitting on her, and that is weird. Yes. Is there an episode that is clearly paid for by the town that the guy who made Detective Conan grew up in? Toturi, that just is an advertisement for Toturi and has nothing to do with the show and wasn't in the manga and is just an whole one of the 12 episodes that is just about this town and it's just so obvious and weird? Yeah, that happens. That sucks. But are their interactions between one another really fun? Yes. They're so cute together and they're like it's got a lot of that like will they won't they will they recognize it, ooh I think they recognized it, and it's just great. uh, at the time of this recording, we are waiting for episode 12 which comes out soon, and I cannot wait to watch it. It'll come out on Friday, so by the time this goes and it puts out on YouTube, I will have watched the last episode. This last one had a cliffhanger. It was a weird episode that ended on a cliffhanger, so excited about that. A little drama thrown in there. Highly recommend. TV shorts. I'm only watching one TV short. A bunch of these TV shorts don't often come out. Funimation seems to never pick up any of them. Crunchyroll will pick up some half runs and some short ones now and again. So we will look at that real quick. So a bunch of these are not available. Cannot watch them. Do not know anything about them. Ninja Collection. Uh, this took a week off, and I didn't know that, which is annoying. It's weird. So it is, as it says in there, it is a Yami Shiba, which is ghost stories, Japanese ghost stories, spin-off. Uh, and it's about some ninjas that use their ninja techniques to solve monster problems. And every episode is uh, one shot, and it is just like, okay, here's this thing. What happened here? Let's finish this. Let's move on to the next one. So every episode just kind of like self-contained story. It looked like one episode was going to be continued on, and then it wasn't. And I don't know what happened there, but it looked like it was, and then it just didn't. So I don't know. It is. I don't know if it's good, but it's 4 minutes and kind of entertaining, and the art style is interesting. It is. Um, None of the characters talk. You don't see their mouths moving. It's a lot of like the animation is just a lot of like here's a cell, here's a little bit of movement, here's another one. It's almost like a motion comic. I hadn't thought of that. I literally just thought of that right now. But yeah, it feels more like a motion comic than pure animation, and I think it's pretty neat. So when it's over, if you want to go in and just go through it, again, it took a week off and I didn't know because no one's talking about it. So there wasn't even like websites that tell you when shows are delayed didn't even say anything. Um, this is not picked up anywhere, so I've not seen this. That looks cute as hell. Um, yeah, y'all, I didn't watch this show. Did not watch this show. I will say it was kind of interesting that Crunchyroll. So this is High Dive and Crunchyroll. Put this out. They put out two versions of this, and I guess there's a version that isn't as horny. But basically, I do like. There's a premise there that's kind of fun. So this guy becomes the world's strongest fighter, so that he can get married to the woman that he loves. But because he's the world's strongest fighter, women are like, I would like to have a child with the world's strongest fighter. That's it. Uh, and he doesn't want to ruin his relationship. And then also, I think she's naive about stuff. I don't know. I didn't watch it. It's kind of got an interesting idea, but again, like Monster Girl Doctor, if you like the show, if you like this kind of show, you're already watching it. You don't need me to tell you. Um, did not watch this. The horse. I don't. Did anyone pick this up? Oh yeah. Okay. Crunchyroll did pick this up. That's right. Did not watch this. I didn't really like the pretty girl whatever it's called. I didn't watch this show, so I'm not watching the chibi side story of it. Let's see. Leftovers. Digimon. So Digimon is going to be a long series. It took a break. Um, Now, Fruits Basket. I'm not really watching. I kind of just got tired of it. I like the. I'm glad it's back. It's just not for me. Um, Not watching this. I'm not watching that. Not watching this. Not watching that. And then there's some movie stuff coming out. That was a movie compilation. Okay, so as I said, there are shows that aired this season that actually started in spring, and Annie Chart doesn't know what to do with that, so it just said that they all aired. So there are shows that happened last season that started airing again. So basically, like there are a few shows that hit like episode 3 or 4, um, and then went on hiatus in the spring 2020 season. And then they came back in this season. There's at least a couple. There's at least one that's coming next season because it took even longer. So let's go to spring 2020, and we'll talk about the ones that took a break and are back. Apara Ranman. Uh, Look, I knew that this would have stereotypes in it, but it was like turn off amount of stereotypes, not like, well, they got to be shorthand because it's an adventure comedy. Like, no, nah. I think it looks beautiful. I just was not interested in watching it. Uh, okay. I'm not going to talk about the shows that ended last season. Um, just the ones. Here we go. Here's one of my favorites for this. I had like four shows that I really liked this season. This is one of it. This was a show. This is your slice of life. Here's your slice of life. Here's your sporty show. Here's your literal fish out of water show. Ha ha ha. Nailed it. Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater was on Funimation. Um, it aired a few episodes. It started in April and then went away and then came back. But it is the fishing club, the Embankment Club, I should say, not embarkment, Embankment. But it's about Hina, and Hina wanted to join um, the crafts club, and she ends up through circumstance joining, this fishing club, and we get to learn about fishing through her. She is the newbie. She grew up in this small town, moved away, came back. She's refinding. Turns out her childhood friend is also in the group, is also in this club, and there's also a second year, a sophomore, who is there in the. You can see her right here in the photo, whose last name is Ono, and she's the best. She's one of my favorite supporting characters of the year. She's just like sweet, and she's like a big old strong gal who's very sweet and kind and quiet. But you can see her kind of come alive a little bit when she talks about fishing, which is great. It's a great thing. You learn about fish. Sometimes it is a little disgusting, yes. And does it start differently than a lot of slice of life? Does it start? I say it starts. It categorizes the sport is apt because it starts a lot like a sports anime, where a character like Yomamushi Pedal, where the main character did not want this, wanted something else, but then is coming to love it. I think it's really cute and really fun. Um, it's just like kind of joyful in it. There's a very strong message about environmentalism and taking care of our oceans, which is there's an episode that is pretty fucking preachy, but overall I still think is a solid show. So that's one of my favorites. Again, that was from last season, but it's here now. Again, Digimon, not watching. I'm glad people are enjoying it. What's a Food Wars? So Food Wars is almost over. The fifth season of Food Wars. We're almost done. It is a bad season. Now there are a couple reasons why it's a bad season. The biggest reason it's a bad season is because it's a bad section of the manga. There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, I actually hope they don't make this into the anime, and they end the anime on the fourth plate. Like maybe like come up with an ending for the fourth plate that was at the end of this, and not do it because people were like, it's not that good." The main reason it's not good is this guy, Asai, is the worst villain in the show. Now the show starts with like circumstance villains and like going through it and the challenges and people versus people, the students, and then eventually they get through all that and then we introduce the whole concept of Erina's father taking control of the school, and it's a fight there between like the outcasts versus the establishment central. And it ends, the fourth plate ends with Soma, our main character, is the number one ranked student. He's top of the Elite 10. The only person higher than him is Erina, who is now the director of the school, which she is, her grandfather and then her father and now her. So it kept with the family line. And it kind of fucking wrapped up. And it didn't need this season. Now, it does itself no favors by being 13 episodes because it feels incredibly rushed. The prep of food and the presentation of food is over in an instant in almost every episode as they just try to get through it. Boring antagonist. Side characters are boring. There's no new friends made along the way to help out. There's no. This show used to be really good about like competitors from the past coming back as new allies. You get a little of that. There's a little bit of a redemption, but also for folks that have been watching me stream, every Saturday I've been giving my thoughts on this show and just giving my predictions about what I thought was going to happen, and they've all come true. So that's bad. This show is not surprising me ever at any way. So that's a bummer. But yeah, Food Wars. Uh, episode 13 airs soon, and then we can put this show to bed. But it didn't need to happen this season. I think they really would have had to go off the manga and maybe stretch it out and add some stuff. Maybe some stuff from the OVAs they had already aired and put that in. I don't know. I don't know what they could have done, but they could have fixed it. Gallon Dino is another wonderful show. It says 12 episodes aired because, as I said, they don't know how to deal with the fact that the show just went off the air. I think they did 7 or 8 episodes. It'll be back this coming season, but it's going to start with episode 1, so it'll be weeks before there's new Gallon Dino, like at least 2 months before we get new episodes, which is a shame. And I think that's it about shows that started last season and then moved on. There's uh, the only other one is, yes, the Millionaire Detective, because it went with the. That's back. I don't like that. I don't like the central premise of this show. One, I'm not really interested in this time. I'm not super interested and engaged with the idea of talking about a show about the police. And I'm certainly not interested in the show about it says millionaire detective, but he seems to have unlimited money, buying his way into the police force. And then the cop who the reason one of these cops is in there is he's too by the book. So he's like, things are like, oh, well, we got to do it this way. He's like, that's not what we're supposed to do. He's got too much justice, and now he's paired with a guy that has too much money. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, definitely good. I definitely don't need to watch that. So yeah, I think that's it for that. If you've got a show that you really liked, folks that are watching this, you can put in the comments. I can talk about it. But let's talk about the fall season. Let's get into the fall preview. We'll go through this. Some of these I'm definitely going to watch. They're on my watch list. Some of these are not. I do not know what they are or if I'm interested. Or some of these we don't know if anyone's picking them up yet. This is a good resource for finding that out. AnyChart is a good resource for kind of checking that stuff out. Generally, a lot of it is, did Crunchyroll or Funimation or Hulu or Amazon put out a trailer on their YouTube channels? Oh, they did? Good, then we know. This is 100 Man. It is a ninth grader. It's an isekai. It's a fantasy isekai. And I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not, but it's an isekai, so I'm going to try it. I don't watch any A3. Not interested. So I'm pretty excited about this show. It is, high school girls figuring out, are we a couple? Are we interested in one another? So yeah, so if you're looking for your big gay show, here's your big gay show. I do not know if anyone's picked this up yet. I hope someone has, but I don't know. Maybe somebody has. I guess I could look that up. Because maybe it hasn't. I don't know if anyone has picked up that show. Funimation has put the trailer out for it, so it looks like Funimation has it. Now, I don't know if that's also going to be on Hulu, or if it'll just be Funimation, but it looks like Funimation has that. And, yeah, it looks cute and great, and I'm looking for stuff like that. So, there we go. Akadama Drive. It is an original TV anime from the people that brought you Danganronpa. So, no. Thank you. I'm good. Uh, yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. Assault Lily Bouquet. It's an anime project. It's an anime based on a series of dolls, which is why it says source other, which is a great, like, oh no. This is an anime based on dolls. And, I mean, that sounds cool. I'm probably not going to watch it, though. I mean, maybe it's awesome. I kind of like the acronym of CHARM, counter huge arms. I don't like the fact that the giant creatures are called huge, so they have to counter the huge with counter huge arms. Charms. Yeah. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm definitely going to be watching this by the grace of gods. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that. Let me just see here. That I know had a trailer. I want to say that is going to be that is another Funimation joint, and it looks like it's also Anilab, so that will be Funimation only in the United States and not on Hulu. Looks like. Uh, so by the grace of the gods, he is a slice of life chill isekai. It's a dude, and he's there, and now they're like, hey, yeah, sure, we'll make you a kid. There's all this magic, and then he has magic abilities that he controls slimes to help people, and he joins a guild, uh, and yeah, he's just it's an easygoing. It's an easygoing isekai. I like that idea. I'm definitely going to be watching it, and that's coming pretty soon. Uh, that's a mixed. I don't know what. This will not be picked up by anybody. It's a mixed media thing. I think we're good. Dragon Quest: The Adventure to Die. Will I watch this? I don't know. I do not know if I will watch Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Die. I probably won't. It's based on a manga, so it's not wholly just from the anime, but or from the video games. But yeah, I don't know. Look, this is one of those. If someone I know who really likes it is talking positively, I'll give it a shot. Uh, I mean, one of my favorite shows this year, Kashigoto, was Lashbrook was talking about it, and so I went and watched it and was like, oh shit, this is really good. So I do take. I mean, people that I know through chat here, and people that I know through of course Twitter, and even Facebook talk about the shows. I do check them out when I hear good things. Uh, I don't really like idol shows. I do like the idea of a bunch of dropout idols who are now in a dorm and are like, we're gonna start a new idol group uh, to save our dorm. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun idea. I probably won't watch it though. I encourage you that if you've enjoyed Order a Rabbit, that you should watch more of Order a Rabbit. Yeah, it's cute. I kind of got over it. But it's fun. I don't really like this show. I will not be watching more episodes of it. Sorry. But I didn't like the first season. Didn't watch the second. Haikyuu. This is part 2 of season 4. And hell yeah, I'm going to be watching that. Rabbit Cafe. Woo. Slowbird says Rabbit Cafe. A fan of Order a Rabbit. Yeah. It's a cute show. I just think it doesn't. I don't know. I just think that I want to know more about how the bunny is grandpa. I want to know way more about that, and the show seemingly is not interested in me knowing more about how Rabbit is grandpa. Because it's much more interested in just like girl, girl, and other girl and other girl. Uh, and I'm like, Rabbit is grandpa though, and they're like, yeah, making coffee art, and I'm like, no, wait, Rabbit is grandpa, and they're like, yeah. Uh, Rich girl with military training, and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Poor girl with bad luck. Okay. Rabbit is grandpa? They're like, other rabbit that looks neat. Okay. Rabbit is grandpa. And they're like, no, we're good. Yeah, they should go into more detail on the weird stuff, says Slowbird. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. You got weird stuff in your anime. Talk about the weird stuff. And the dad knows? Whatever. Rabbit is grandpa. That rabbit right there is grandpa. That's grandpa. It's weird. Haikyuu, very good. Hey, here's an anime I'm definitely not watching. Definitely not going to watch this fucking anime. No thanks. Get the fuck out of here. Definitely not watching this show. No fucking thanks. I watched a couple episodes of this the first time it aired. And this is a new art style, or not similar art style. This is a new production of Kigurashi When They Cry. And I'm good. I'm good, y'all. You may recognize this from compilations that people put out on YouTube of like when you shouldn't when an anime when bullied fight back or whatever, like when you shouldn't push bullies in anime. Uh, no, I'm good. I am good. Hypnosis Mike Division rap battle. Okay, so to this anime's credit, the opening song has been released, and it is not bad. And a couple of these guys have pretty good flow. But there is no fucking way I'm watching an anime about how, in a world where weapons have been destroyed, people fight in via rap battles, and the biggest group split up uh, with their hype mics. Uh, And one of these dudes got that slow rhythm that I don't mind. Slowbird says what sure is a title. Yeah. Look, I'm sure someone. I'm gonna look this. Somebody picked this up. I'm gonna look this up to see. Uh, Hypnosis Division rap battle. Hypnosis Mike rap battle. All right. Well, right now, I don't see anybody. I don't see if anybody picked this up. Let me check the anime section of its Wikipedia page. Okay, so right now, no one has picked this up. I don't know, maybe somebody will. I'm definitely not watching that shit. Uh, because here's the thing. I can guarantee you right now, if this show references at all the first line of this, it will not be fun or positive. Which is the first line of this description is, after the war, women have taken over ruling politics in the Chuo Ward and have banned and destroyed weapons. I wonder how this show feels about ladies. I bet it's not super positive. So I'm good. I think I'm good. As I said, the song they released for it didn't actually sound too bad. But no thanks. I don't know what this is. A mystery thing that I was like, okay. Uh, yeah, I think I'm alright about this. So, I do very much like Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I thought the last season was interesting. The second season was it sped up some stuff that I thought was going to be what the show is like long term. Like it finished its first part of its story very quickly and then dragged out another part and felt like too much. Um, but this season, you can see that our main dude Bell there is holding up a young lady with ears because that's a monster that can speak. You know, that has a language that they can understand, and people are not psyched about that shit. And Belle is gonna protect her. And I don't know. It feels like that this show is not gonna have, because it's listed as comedy. I feel like this season isn't gonna be that funny. I get the sense that there's gonna be some shit in this season, and so I'm kind of interested in that. Uh, Am I going to watch the anime about climbing girls? Yes. Am I disappointed that one of the tags is ecchi? Yes. Am I afraid it's going to be like that anime where people knock each other over into water with via their butts? Yeah, I'm a little worried that this is not this season's, you know, girl focused sports or activity based slice of life. That's not, I don't think that's what this is going to be. Uh, but I'm hoping the ecchi is like real tame and real like minor because I don't need it to be that. But I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know. Uh, I feel like Funimation probably got this one, but maybe let me check out. Maybe girl climbing anime. Uh, let's see. Okay, right now I have not seen a trailer on any of the big sites. There's an article by Crunchyroll, but that does not mean it's going to be there. And okay, so I don't know if anybody got this, but I mean, I'll probably look. I'm probably going to try it. I'm going to try this one, Jiu-Jitsu Kaisen. Folks have recommended this manga to me in the past before, um, and I think it is pretty cool. And it is basically there are people that get curses, and normally they just get killed. And a guy that gets a curse trying to help people is like, train me to fight other people with curses. Use me to use me. Let me do this. Uh, and he's like, take me to this school. Uh, oh, I guess the first episode aired in Japan on the internet, or aired on the internet, probably without subtitles. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this. As I said, people were real hyped about this manga, and looks cool. Uh, so I'm gonna check that out. So I thought I don't know if I don't know if people are gonna pick this up. Uh, let me just PA Works is making it, so maybe. Um, but yeah, so this is the Angel Beats and Charlotte uh, creator, um, and is a girl that is just like, hey, I'm God, and also the world is gonna end. Let's start the anime. I'm gonna look this up here. I don't know. And so I'm like, I'm intrigued. This might be one of those shows that like I start watching and then I realize, oh boy, I got a lot of anime to watch right now. Uh, so I'm gonna drop it. Or it might be one of those shows that like this seems interesting. Oh, nobody picked it up. Okay. Uh, let's see. Does anybody have a trailer that we can see here? Okay, none of the big two put a trailer out, so I do not know. Oh, Aniplex, okay, is producing it. Uh, let's see. But yeah, do not know. Uh, so yeah, don't know if that's going to end up anywhere, but looks pretty neat, so I'm interested. Let's see. King's Raid. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm probably gonna skip it. I bet that's got. Look, it just looks like it's got bad CG. I'm just guessing it has bad CG, but maybe it'll be great. It's based on a video game. Uh, maybe I'll check that out. Here's one I'm definitely gonna check out. Oh, I think Funimation has this. I'm looking it up right now. It is called Kuma 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 Bear. It's called Kuma Kuma Bear. Uh, it is a uh, it is a story about a girl who is trapped in a video game. It is a slice of life ish MMO isekai. The first episode, I guess, was aired, uh, and it's starting pretty soon. And I really hope that Funimation picked this up because I do want to watch it. Because it just looks cute as heck. It looks cute as all heck. But yeah, she's got some abilities, but she doesn't want to do it. And then uh, she's then in the world of the game. Didn't New Game basically make this game in their show? Is this a New Game spinoff? No. So um, I think it's not like New Game. Folks that missed the wonderful anime New Game, there was a game about bears, and then the main character hid in bear costumes and gained their powers. I think this is more like just her weapons happen to be look like they're bear puppets. Um, and then I guess it's an isekai in the sense that she wakes up in the game, so it's kind of like it's not like Sword Art Online. It's more like Overlord, I guess, like the game or Demon Lord Retry. The game is now real. Uh, uh, yeah, so I hope that this gets picked up. Hello, Zero. Welcome. I've been right now. We are talking about anime that is coming out in this next season, which is starting soon. So I hope that someone picked this up. I don't know if anyone did. Kuma 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 Bear, but it's cute, so it looks good. I would love for them to make the game of New Game for real and to make an anime of the game. Yes, I would love to play that. I think that there is a video game that came out only in Japan based on New Game, but I believe that that is like more like an otome game. It's more of a dating like it's like a workplace get stuff done that is based more on the manga. Um, haven't touched anime in ages since Zero. Okay, well, uh, yeah, we're just looking at some shows. Love Live. Y'all, I do not know anything about Love Live. I've never played any of the idol games. I've never watched any of the anime. Uh, no, there is a new season of New Game. No, Urban Buddha, we were talking about New Game because Slowbird wondered if Kuma 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 Bear was like the game that New Game, the inside New Game, the anime, the game they're working on in New Game exclamation point, two exclamation points. Um, if that was similar because it does involve bears. But I do not believe this has anything to do with that. It is based on a light novel. Uh, but if you haven't watched New Game, folks, you're looking for a very cute, uh, no problem, Urban Buddha. If you're looking for a very cute show, New Game, and it's two seasons, and it's very cute and lovely. Uh, yeah, Love Live can't tell you anything about. I don't know anything about this. Uh, so I'm kind of interested in an anime about uh, people that want to become stand-up comedians. I'm definitely interested in that. I bet this does not come out here. I bet that nobody picks this show up about a bunch of young ladies that want to become stand-ups. Uh, but that sounds really fun, and I would definitely watch it if I could. But I bet it's one of those things like also it's not going to be a show that like people fan sub. I feel like this is a show that like maybe it will come out. Uh, I mean I'll Google it right now, but uh, Misetsu opening act. Yeah, let's see. Is there a trailer that has English on either of the big two? Okay, so neither of the big two have announced it. So maybe. I mean, maybe it'll be on Amazon Prime. Who knows? But uh, this is an anime based on an RPG. Um, probably not going to watch that. This is the. Oh, yeah, this is an adventuring witch anime. Not Burn the Witch. This is a different one. Um, yeah. I think this is like Kino's journey, only a witch. So it sounds like it's very like, and maybe and maybe a lighter version of Kino's journey. But yeah, if this gets picked up, I'll check that out. It looks cute. Uh, this past season, there were like Diary of a Taste of Breakwater was the only slice of life I watched, and it was from the previous season. There was just no slice of life last season. This season, lots of slice of life, which actually might be bad because I don't know if all of them are going to get picked up because it's a little harder to sell those than action stuff. But maybe. I don't know if I'm going to watch this or not. I've heard mixed things about the manga, but it's like a human princess gets kidnapped and then she's like bored. She's like a sleepy princess. Like I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna get picked up. I don't think I will watch it. Uh, when your first sentence of the anime that's coming out is it is the year 20XX. Earth has been assaulted by monsters known as the enemy of humanity, and the people are known as the talented. I tell you, you sound boring as hell. You sound like you don't have original ideas. Come up with a weird name for things. Don't just say the talented. It's a school learning, drama, horror, psychological, supernatural. I'm good. Noblesse. I can tell you this is going to be on Crunchyroll. Noblesse is going to be on Crunchyroll. You can see their official trailer. Uh, so Noblesse is like the original webtoon made good. Like way back in 2016, there was an OVA. I watched it. It's pretty good. It's a vampire that wakes up in modern times, and his assistant is named Frankenstein. And Frankenstein is principal of a school because the school was built where his master's body used to be. And he makes some friends. Uh, and is hanging out with some teens. And he goes to school because that's a good way to learn about what's going on in the world that he missed out on. Meanwhile, there's some other shit happening and some fake ass vampires that aren't real. Noblesse was a good webtoon until I lost the thread while reading it and could never figure out where I left off, says Dirty. Hi, Dirty. Yeah, I have not read this webtoon, but as I said, I watched the OVA they put out a couple years ago that IG also made, and I was intrigued. He's got that like I'm a aristocrat, ancient, powerful vampire, but I'm also in school, and I happen to make friends with like a good natured, tough guy and a nerd and a nice young lady and maybe another person I can't remember. And we're going to figure things out uh, and unravel a mystery. I don't know. There's something about it. I like the idea. Him being like, I think I need to get one of those cell phone things. He's like, okay. Like, yeah, I'm into that. Uh, Nobody's picking up this show. Osamatsu, the closest thing to you or I watching Osamatsu on a streaming service is the one weird episode of Black Clover where those dudes were in the background of one shot for no apparent reason. They were just added into an episode, like in the background, during the Magic Knights, like when they were trying to pick at the Royal Knights thing or whatever, uh, when they had that tournament. Uh, so like, yeah, we're not getting that. That's not coming out. Uh, the original is on Crunchyroll. Yes, I'm just saying like this is not going to get picked up by anybody, but the original is out there. Uh, Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World. Is this based on a light novel? You bet your ass it is. Am I gonna watch it? Nah. Star-crossed lovers, just not my thing. It's just like not really my thing. Like, oh look, like a warrior and the ice calamity witch met on the battlefield, and then they were like, wait, what's up? What's up? Wait, what's up? There's more to this, and also I'm attracted to you. I'm okay. Tell me if it's good, but I think I'm gonna be okay. Uh, I don't know what the fuck that is. Just says, yeah, I don't know what that is. Um, no, don't know. Can't tell you. Uh, this is a sequel to a show that I don't know anything about, uh, but it's got Battle Maidens and The Pillars, and it's a sequel to a show I didn't watch, and I think I'm okay. And then I don't know what this is. It's a mystery. Hey, it's a mystery, and it's also a mystery. Ha ha ha! Gotcha. Uh, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. I don't know what this is, but it is a it's it's an anime about gymnasts, and I don't know if I'll watch it. Uh, here we go. This is another one. I'm definitely gonna be watching this. It looks like Funimation got this. So that's kind of interesting. So, um, the original A Regular at Magic School, so it was on Crunchyroll as the Regular Magic School. This says Regular Magic High School, but the Regular Magic School was on Crunchyroll, and then pretty recently Funimation like, hey, we've got this show, and then we're also gonna have the sequel. So apparently they just got the sequel, uh, and so I'm sure there was some people who'll be mad because they don't have Funimation, and that's gonna be the way to watch this show. Whereas the original they watched on Crunchyroll, somewhat similar to Love Is War, Kaguya-sama Love Is War. Uh, I am hoping that this season is a little less about how the two main characters are weirdly into one another and are definitely brother and sister. And it's a weird part of that anime that I do not enjoy. But the parts where the main character is a complete and total badass and awesome, and he's got a lot of cool friends and makes some cool friends along the way, I'm totally into that. Um, uh, and then there's a character. Also, there's a movie, and the movie is canon because this character right over here uh, is from the movie. So, uh, and I guess there's a vampire. I guess there's a magic vampire. That's definite. And I mean, look, I didn't have to tell you that I think that that's her. You know that I think that. And either it is or it isn't. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be talking about it. Here's another one that I didn't think I was going to watch, but then I might have to. So, Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. I think, yeah, it's Crunchyroll has got this. So, this sounds like your typical, like, kind of comedy, slice of life, romance thing. Um, First of all, I do love the idea that there is a guy and his name is NASA, and so people always make fun of him. And so he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to prove them all wrong. I'm going to become a dependable, awesome, great person. And so even if adults laugh at my name because it's NASA, I'm still going to do cool shit. And then he meets a cool girl, or beautiful girl, I should say. And then he gets hit by a car, and he doesn't get to go to school. And then she's like, well, I'll go out with you, but we have to get married. And I don't know why she says that. But then he doesn't go to college. He meets her. But why is it sci-fi? Why is one of the tags in this anime sci-fi? What about this is sci-fi? What about this is sci-fi? I fucking want to know. Why is it a sci-fi show? What's up? And I'll say this. Space, maybe it was a ghost car. My thinking is, well, see, the thing is, like, if it's a ghost car or if it was like he got hit by a car and died and this is all a thing, that's not sci-fi. That's fantasy or something. Uh, the giant flower on her dress, sci-fi. Yeah. What if she's a robot? Y'all, what if she's an android? Why? And so she's like, well, we have to get married. We can't date because I'm a robot. I don't know why that would be it. But what if she's a robot? What if he's an android? What if he died and got replaced as an android, and that's why they're together so she can take care of him? An android would totally demand marriage to go on a date. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's Mr. Gadget. I just want to know why it's sci-fi, and so if I wasn't already going to watch it because I do love the idea. Oh yeah, so his name is written like Starry Sky, but his name is pronounced like NASA. Uh, but I just love the idea of like I met a girl who's rad. I got hit by a car. I didn't go to college, and then I ran into her, and now we're married. The beginning of the story. I'm into it. I don't know what's going to happen with that show, but I'm into it. Uh, I do not know this. I do not know the original. I am sure this is someone out there's favorite goddamn anime. Here's I think this is might be the last one. So I was saying when I was talking about there's only two more. When I was talking about like how this is gonna be a busy season, like stuff is gonna fall by the wayside because there is so much anime that I want to watch right now that like if I have 5 or 6 things to watch in 2 days, I'm gonna drop some and come back to it. This might be the time where like I stop watching some of my regulars like Black Clover or One Piece. I might take a break on those depending. Uh, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Yashahime uh, because like that's just so awesome. It's like uh, Toa and Setsuna are separated, and so one was raised in the modern times, and the other was raised by Sesshomaru. Also, Sesshomaru married a human. I guess that's weird. Uh, and then also you got the kid. Uh, Toa is like she's like, oh, I'm a big sis, but she dresses androgynously, and I think that's just cool. It's just a cool, goddamn good look. Uh, and then also there's Inuyasha Kagome's daughter who has a sword and also has a bow, so she uses both the weapons of her parents, and that fucking rules. Uh, and then there's also like some other characters around. So like yeah, and they're going to try to figure out why Setsuna doesn't remember Toa at all, and they're going to figure out what that means and what happened. Uh, but also, it's kind of fun because Sota was, wasn't a major character in the show, but he's around and he raised her, and that's just nice. It's cool. And there's some other characters around and some other people that are going to show up and do some stuff. Um, Now, could this be another Boruto situation where if the show is, hey, we're going out on some cool stuff, but also our parents are pretty cool. Hey, you know who was cool? It's like, oh, well, like Inuyasha. Inuyasha was pretty cool. My dad was pretty cool. Like, I hope it's not. I hope it's not another Boruto situation. Um, but I do think it's awesome. Uh, yeah, so I'm gonna check it out. And then here's a show I won't watch. I will not be watching. Why? I do not understand why all media everywhere, all across the world, like I get it. There are stories you can tell. You can use the names of the characters. There's some stories you can't use, but you can Sherlock Holmes. You can just make a Sherlock Holmes thing. So uh, this is a prequel series about Moriarty growing up. I'm not going to watch that. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care how good it is. I'm not going to watch it because I don't care. Um, who knows if any of these are going to go? I really hope that this show does not get picked up instead of other shows uh, because we're not seeing the main character in this, so I assume that this is all these characters talking to you. But yeah, we're just going to move past that. I definitely hope no one picks that up. I don't think anyone will. Uh, One Room, no one's picked up before. Uh, Rail Romanesque is based on a visual novel. and it is uh, something about rail lords and their respective masters. Inspired by humans planning for the festival, the famed other railroads are hosting a railroad summit. Oh, so this is instead of tanks or battleships, this is girls who are trains? I mean, maybe that'll show up uh, on a channel. Who the knows? But I don't know. This is the one. This is the one I want. This is the one I want, folks. I want this. With a dog and a cat, every day is fun. Doesn't that just sound like a great idea for a show? It's based on a manga. It's just like a slice of life about a dog and a cat, just like doing stuff. I want this. It dirty. They are not a cat dog. This is a dog and a cat. With a dog and a cat, every day is fun. Like, never have I read a title and just demanded that it exist and I could watch it. If Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll's the one that picks up the short ones, and usually they're in package deals to get other things. That's why you get the short ones. If Crunchyroll has picked this up, I'm going to be so mad because I want this. 2 seasons ago, nobody picked up the romance short series about the grandpa who was always romantic with grandma, and nobody picked that up. And I get why that didn't get picked up, but this should be picked up. It just looks great. I just love the scary face but lovable cat, and then other stuff that's There's a movie. Uh, there's some other stuff. Here's another movie coming out. I can't wait for that. Hell yeah. This is a movie in the Demon Slayer that is basically the next arc, but they're just made it a movie and it is canon, and I can't wait for that. Uh, it would be nice if it is on par at the very least with Cinnamon Obu Nagata. Oh yeah, that one. The one where it's Nobu, uh, but it's Oda, but dogs. Yes. Um, and there's a new Fate movie. Uh, and why do I know? Yeah, I kind of know what Grisaya is, uh, but I don't think I really know what that is. Happy Go Lucky Days is a movie that I don't know if anyone's gonna pick up, but sounds great. And there's another one that I don't. It's based on a book. Um, yeah. Bones, but Bones is making it. Bones does good work, so maybe at the end of the year this will come out in the U.S. It's tough to say unless it's a movie based on a very very popular anime that's done well in the U.S. It's hard to see that. Um, it's hard to imagine that will come out. Uh, okay. Ugh. Monster Strike. Pocket Monsters. Coco. It's a Pokemon thing. Movies, I'm generally like, okay. Now, sometimes things get put in here. Like, this is another thing, right? These might be things that show up as OVAs. There will be another Slime. That time I got reincarnated slime. That's coming out in this season. So look out for that. That Crunchyroll will be picking up that because they've been picking up all the OADs, which are the OVAs kind of things that come out, the specials that come out with the manga collections. So that'll be out. And there are a bunch of OVAs that wasn't listed there, but that is coming out at some point soon. And I think that's it. So yeah. So that is the little preview tacked in the end here. As I said, there are a lot of shows coming out this next season. And there are some that I'm like I'm definitely gonna watch, and some that like I might not watch at the beginning, and or some that I might drop off and then pick up ones because people were like, actually this owns, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize. Um, so just to kind of wrap things up for this, we will go and at the end of the stream we will go and raid somebody because it's always nice to raid and share the love. Um, uh, but the summer 2020 season, uh, my let's see, my favorites were Decadence and gotta scroll down a long way here to the bottom, basically. Uh, Decadence, Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Misfit of Demon King Academy, and God of High School. Those were my four top favorite shows. Um, Shows that I am gonna try to watch that I haven't finished. I'm gonna finish Gibate. I'm gonna finish Fire Force season 2 or get caught up because hey, guess what? There's so much good stuff coming out next season. I'm probably not gonna keep watching Fire Force for the second half because it's they're doing 24 episodes. So I'm probably not gonna watch that next season and then you have to catch it at the end. Um, I think Gibate is the only thing I'm gonna pick up that I didn't watch. Uh, I might check out Rent a Girlfriend, but I probably won't because I don't think it was something I'm interested in. Decadence just wrapped up today. I can say that Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out was a solid show, even though there's one episode left in it. Because I just think it's good. It was good, and the same thing for Misfit Demon King Academy and God of High School. They all those three have one more episode left. As I did say in the beginning, I did wish that the God of High School ended on last week's episode because it was a big cliffhanger, and I think that's kind of neat to do that, especially when you know this was popular enough they're going to make more of this. Um, but they are instead there's 13 episodes. They're going to try to resolve some of it. Uh, yes, the last dungeon got pushed. Yes, that was reported, I believe. Um, that's an interesting idea because it is the main character. His power is just that he can train. He's not like overpowered, and that's kind of an interesting story. Um, so I might check that out. But yeah, it looks like that was pushed to winter. Uh, Along with a few things have moved around. Oh, and then sometime during this next season, because I guess it's starting up, but we won't get new episodes because Funimation's not going to put out the old episodes again. They're waiting until there's a new episode to add to it. But Gallon Dino is coming back next season. I'm very excited about that because Gallon Dino rules. Oh man, does Gallon Dino rule. Anyway, I'm going to go here and to do the outro. Folks that are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out here and watching this. This was a live recording of Pat Baer's Anime Club. I recorded at twitch.tv/Pat Baer. That is my what do you call it? My Twitch, and I stream all the time. Check that out, please. If you only watch my videos on YouTube, watch a live stream. Folks that hung out here and watched the stream, I appreciate you being here very much. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching the stream. I really appreciate it. I think we are going to, yeah, I have an idea who we're going to go raid. Uh, we are going to go raid Loading Ready Run because they are playing Among Us. And, but they're doing it with webcams on, so you can see everybody who's playing. And I think that's a really interesting idea and a really fun way to play it where you can actually see everybody and watch them live. So that's a unique thing. So we're going to watch that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you missed it. And if you're here watching live, thanks so much for being here. In fact, actually, let's go ahead. I'm going to stop the local recording. Thanks so much for watching. In 2 weeks, there'll be another Pat Bear's Anime Club. And the next episode is going to be about pet peeves.